Hello, dear friends. It's Mrs. Z again. It's Mrs. Z. Okay. Today is May 12th, 05, 12, 25th. Okay. We're going to talk about Grade 5, Mission 6, Lesson 1, and we will work on exit ticket. Use number line L to answer the question. They call this number line L. They label it like a lower letter L. Like I can do that. All right. They say plot point C. So that is its distance from the origin is 1. So C letter has to be away from the origin, and origin is 0. You can put it. So distance from the 0, it has to be 1. Now, all these marks are there, but only 2 numbers are labeled. So 1 is this here. That makes 1 whole and 3/5. So this tells us clue that our wholes will have a 5 equal spaces or units. So because there are no numbers on the right, I'm taking what could be from 1 and 3/5. What is the D? Then we get to 2. I know the 2 has to be the 10/5 because 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So that means that here has to be 10/5 or 2. If this is each space unit fraction should be 1/5. So if I have here to be 3/5, if I add 1 more, then here should be 1 whole and 4/5. And if I add 1 more, I will have 1 whole and 5/5. I can label that up 1 whole and 5/5. Because if I have 5 pieces, I also have another whole. So 1 whole and 5/5 is the same as 2 wholes. It's just a different representation. Now, because I know here is my 2 wholes, now all I need to go and count 5 spaces backward and I will find where is my 1 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here is 2. So this here has to be 1 because the fractions unit is fifths. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5 makes a whole, but this is a whole and more parts. So 1 whole and 1/5 and 1 whole and 2/5, and they already have 1 whole and 3/5. Now we know this correct label. So now it's easy from 1 to origin, and origin is 0. It's going to be again 5 spaces. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. But now I'm going to go, that is 0. So here is the origin where everything starts. And if I look now, I can label it in this direction and I know where this 0 is. And this is 1/5. Then 1 more is 2/5. And 1 more 5th is 3/5. And 1 more 5th is 4/5. And when I take 1 more, I will have 5/5 or 1 whole. So my number line is labeled. I know where my origin, I know where my 1 is, I know what my unit fractions are, and then now I can go and see where they like us to plot these letters. Plot point C so that its distance from the origin is 1. So if we found this 0, distance from origin, it needs to be 1. So all the way to here, it's going to be, so here we're going to label C, and letter C is right here. We can put the dots like there, like they did the big dot. Okay, that is answer for A. Now we're going to go and read the next one. Plot point E at 4/5 closer to the origin than C. This is a tricky language because it says that E has to be 4/5 closer to the origin than C. So C is 5/5. And this has to be 4/5. The E has to be 4/5 closer to the origin. Sorry. So that means that if we go back 1/5 closer to the 0, 2/5 closer to the 0, 3/5 closer to the 0, 4/5 closer to the 0. So that means that our E has to be at 1/5. So our C is 1, or D. We can also write labels on the top. It doesn't matter. I just had here 5/5, but that also represents the C as well. You can do bottom or the top. It doesn't matter. All right. So this is our next point, is E. So that is answer B, question B. Now, what is the coordinate? If you think about this on X, it's, if you don't have a y-axis, we can discuss that. So it's only L, a horizontal line, so we don't have the vertical line, so the other side would be a 0. If I think this to represents the coordinate on, I don't have the vertical line, so I could have that X is 1/5 and then the Y is 0, but this is just a horizontal line, so it's okay to do that. This just a 1/5 is the coordinate on horizontal line L. 1/5. Plot the point at the midpoint of C and E. Label it H. Okay. So midpoint is the middle in between C and E. So right now we look, here's our 1, and here is our 1/5. The H is going to be in middle, in midpoint. So as you can see here, we have two spaces where one from here, one from here, one from here, one from here, and we meet right here in the middle, right? You can also see that from 1/5, there's a 2/5, and then from one backward is also 2/5. So practically this is the midpoint in between C and E. It's in the middle. So the coordinate for that is 3/5. 3/5. 3/5. So this is exit ticket for mission 6, lesson 1. I hope you understand it and you are able to do the same. Right, I'm going to make it smaller. Sorry, let me see. Okay, that's. Thank you for listening and have a great night. Goodbye.